Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, on a day which should be a day of celebration because I got my free Primal Shard, I'm having to defend myself. It feels like JGIGS is going full Stu Gaming right now. I don't know if you guys were around when Stu Gaming called me out. JGIGS has gone and done it himself this morning. In fact, he's called everyone out. Every content creator, he's calling us all out, and he's done a video talking about why we're all shills. No, look, I'm gonna ping JGIGS' video down below, okay? And basically, what he's doing is he's going in and calling out almost like a spending strike, you know, until Raid do better. He's calling out content creators to stop spending. So I guess what I was going to do on this video, look, I'm not going to go over the top of this video and kind of like comment that way. I feel like you should go and check it out if you want to. He makes some very interesting points, and a lot of them I agree with. But I just wanted to share my view on the lie of the land and what's going on. So I guess JGIGS plays this game now free to play, and I've done a bunch of free to play series, right? I've done pretty much every year. I've got a new free to play account going, and I've pushed it through to like 6 months. And you know what happens when I do that? The first month, that content is really well received. People enjoy the kind of thrill of what you're going to get, what's going on, how fast can you do stuff, what's your challenges, are you able to do some of the stuff which I cannot do, that type of stuff, right? But then after a month, it drops right off because you actually fall back into just the normal game. And there's not that much stuff that people want to see on a day-to-day basis of the grind, unless that's particularly what you want. And that's where, you know, Madcap or JGIGS, they do a great job of just like showing you the day-to-day. I find that tanks my channel quite hard, personally. Okay, so that's one thing. Like, so JGIGS is doing his kind of like free-to-play world, and he calls out, you can play this game and enjoy it really well free-to-play without needing to spend. I 100% agree. I do not feel the need to buy this $30 pack, £30 pack, right? I have not, despite what people seem to think. I did not buy the Xena Pass, right? And there's a few times where I do make a stand and just say, you know what, this is not for me. I do not think you've done this well. It's not even so much whether I think it's value for money, because in my job, and this is a job, believe it or not, I am a content creator by profession now. I look at things and have to like assess them on a different plane to an average player. I look at things and like, is this going to be things where people will enjoy to see content about them? That's mainly my goal in Raid Shadow Legends. I can beat everything in this game. I can beat everything in this game with the exception of being the #1 player in Arena, or even the top, say, 100 players in Arena. Okay? Everything else I can do. So if you see me kind of like pushing for champions or whatever, it's normally because I think that would be a good progression for my account in my enjoyment. And also, or I guess, I think that would be something which I could show you guys, which would be fun to watch. That's kind of like my ethos on it all. So I guess sometimes I do make a stand. I didn't buy the Xena thing because I've done a video on that. I felt like it was poorly executed. That's pretty much why. Not the cost. The cost is not good, by the way, but that's not the main reason I didn't pick it up. I didn't pick it up because I felt like it was really poorly executed by Raid. I don't, for example, buy soul stones unless they are 50 cents or less per pack. And that's extremely rare. Okay, so over the course of, since they've done soul stones, I don't know if they've got any out right now. Since they've done soul stones, I haven't bought a pack unless it was 50 cents or less. And even then, that's probably on like maybe 4 occasions throughout all of that time, okay? And there's a couple of other things, like I have not bought a single Primal Shard, and I won't buy them until they're about the same price as Void Shards. That's the way I've kind of done this. So I guess I make my own stands in places, but to just do like a spending stop, which is what JGIGS is calling out, I personally am not for that movement. And it's not because I feel like I need to spend tons of money. In fact, I rarely buy stuff unless it is for a video, okay? But I am more for we're adults here, we're playing a game, and we are, like, my audience is adults. Yeah, my young audience is extremely small. If you are one, top of the morning to you. But it's extremely small. Okay, so we're people that should be able to make decisions in life without being told what to do. If you want to stop spending because you think the direction of Raid is poor, I'm for you doing that. If you feel like you've had enough of this game, unfortunately, for some people, and I've seen plenty of people that have said this, then fine. Look, move on to another game. That's fine. It's a game. Like most games we probably play for maximum a year at a go. I'm slightly abnormal because often I get into a game and I play it for years. Did it with Clash of Clans, did it with World of Warcraft, doing it with Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, I do it with a lot of games actually, where I either play it and go back to it, or I just play it like hardcore for a number of years. I'm quite unusual like that. And I still get enjoyment out of playing the games that I play. I'm not just like, I'm going to play it for the sake of it. I actually, oh, nice new pack. Yeah, I do get enjoyment out of playing the games. So I'm not necessarily in the same boat as JGIGS here saying we should all stop spending, because firstly, I don't think it would do anything. I don't think that there's enough people that watch my videos or the whole YouTube community to make really an iota of difference. That's my personal view on it. You know, on average, 30,000 views a day from a video, compared to, I don't know, 1 million players that play this game. It's such a small percentage of people that play the game that I don't think it would make a difference anyway to Raid's antics. But I also just feel like people should just be open to do whatever the hell they want. Like I don't want to try and push a movement. I'm going to do what I want to do, and you should do what you want to do. I do agree though with JGIGS in terms of Raid's performance. That's what I'm going to call it. Performance in the last, especially 6 months, has been weak. Yeah, we've seen lackluster changes to the game. We've seen mythical champions, which I feel like have come in and actually been a negative for the game in general. Some of the heroes are cool. They look cool, that type of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Raid always do that well. But I almost feel like they're outside of the game. They haven't really fit. I don't feel like they've really fit with the way the game is played. So that has not come in and been a positive move. And it was one of their big moves. I said this in a video recently. Live Arena comes and goes. It seems to come and go just when I'm not ready to play it. And the degrading system makes me not want to play it when I'm actually up for playing it, because I'm just always so much further behind than I was when I get in the swing of it again. So for me, Live Arena has been a bit of a miss, even though I will say, when I was playing it, it was one of the more enjoyable things that I've done in Raid. Like, I admit that. Like, when I play it to win, and how do I even see my scores and stuff? Like, I was doing well, okay? But it just comes at times when I'm just not free, like, to play games. And you probably like, you should be free whenever you want to be. It's not really the way it works anymore. Like, I've got loads of other stuff going on, but Live Arena, I think, is a good idea. I think they would be better to do, now that they've got the game mode that exists, like Live Arena tournaments. It's like this weekend we're going to have a Live Arena tournament, and it's a knockout or something like that. You're in groups. You kind of wheedle down in groups. That way it's kind of like, you know what? This weekend I'm all in, and I'm going to try my best to get right through to the final. But the kind of daily thing is not really working for me personally. So that's I'd say, and I think there's probably a lot of people that don't do Live Arena on a consistent basis. You know, we've got dungeons like Phantom's Grove. The last few things they've added have been, I'd say, okay at best. And so we're in this place where really the last great bit of content they added was Doom Tower, in my opinion. Hydra has got better over time, but its initial release got bad press, and because of that, less people do it than they should, all that type of stuff. So I do agree that the game needs a bit of a refresh. You know, it needs a burst of new life. It needs this new bit of content they're talking about to kind of freshen it up. But I would argue from JGIGS' video that it might just be that, I mean, he's seen the game for a long time, and the best fun element about this game is when you're first trying to work out how to beat, you know, some of the early bosses. You're trying to work out what your best team combinations are. And actually, the longer you play the game for, the more stuff you get. Obviously, it becomes more monotonous because you can do most of the stuff just with an auto click. And that's not using your brain. And therefore, you're just kind of like going through the motion. So I get what JGIGS is saying, but if I went free to play from today, it would make 0 difference to this account. Like 0. 0 difference. I could easily do it. It's just, and I'll just reiterate, the only time really that I spend now is because I'm trying to either achieve something which I think would be good for my account. So take this new summoning thing that's just started today. This is better than we've had previously. It's still a bit of a slap in the face the way they've done it, but it's way better than we've had previously. And there is now a champion in the mix that I actually want. So, and I would say, if you are a non-spender, there's an epic here today, which is good. But also, this isn't going to be the only champion pool that they ever do in this. And, you know, it might be that you get that void epic that you want next time round here. I'm not saying this is done well, okay? And it might be that there's void legendaries here. If there were void legendaries here that I wanted, I would definitely do it because void legendaries are very difficult to get. And this is now a better chance to get them than before. I'm not saying the system is now fixed and great, but it's definitely better. Like right now, I kind of want him. I don't have him. I'm guessing I should only really put him here because that's the only one I really want. And that's the, but I know I have to fill it in. Okay, I've got to fill it in, which is actually a bit annoying. That is a bit annoying. But I wish I could just put one there. But this is now better for a summoning chance than I've ever had before. So is that bad for the game? I don't know if it's bad for the game. I don't think it's implemented brilliantly. But it's especially the reason why I think it's not implemented brilliantly is because it's always in a small hit of time, which means that to ever get beyond times 15 is unlikely, right? So I get it. I get what JGIGS is saying. The stuff they do, it's like we give with one hand, we take away with the other, and it feels greedy. Feels greedy. I get it. Okay, I'm not against that. It does feel like so many things I see just feel greedy at the moment. The new fusion, there's less fragments than normal. There's only one summoning event. I've not even looked at it yet, actually. How bad is it? How good is it? Because we have to do this one this time. 3-6. I said it yesterday. You're probably going to need like 6 sacreds, and you do. So if you're doing this fusion, for a lot of people, that's way too many points to not spend. And that's a poor show from Raid, honestly, because normally we'd spread it over Champion Chase as well as this. Can get there with some top up of mystery shards and that, but honestly, that's now tough for most players to do. So again, it feels like they've done something good, one summoning event, but we take away by it being extremely high. Like if this was at 3150, still high, but that's where I thought it would be. I don't know. Where are you guys at with this? With the whole kind of JGIGS, we need a movement type of vibe. Are you for the movement or are you against the movement? Not against the movement, but just like, I want to do my own thing. Let me know. I've been Hell Hades. By the way, I'm going to Prague right now in like 10 minutes. So that'll be it for this weekend. I'll be back on like Tuesday to drop my next video. Have a good weekend. I'll see you soon.